Tonight on the Twisted 10, we're doing race cars.
Oh, I missed that sound. Oh, I've missed you guys.
It's been a couple weeks for us, not for you guys, but a couple weeks for us here in studio.
For sure. I texted you guys earlier. I'm like, I'm so looking forward to it. I need a man's night. I need a guy's night. Just hanging out with my boys. Welcome to the Twisted 10. I am Adam. I am not your host tonight. Sitting across from me in an adulterer shirt. He had to look down. The pause was him looking down.
I had no idea what I was wearing. I'm like I was trying to go through the rotation of the 4 shirts that still fit me. Is that in my mind? And I had to look down. I couldn't remember 4 fucking shirts.
It's a A's.
No, it's
Atlanta?
Bama. It's a Bama.
Is that a Roll Tide shirt?
Alabama shirt. It's a Roll Tide. Roll Tide roll.
I got sports one. I'm Josh.
Sports.
Yes.
And wearing the Roll Tide. What's your name?
Ron.
There we go. Josh stole your thunder.
I did. I took it from you.
It's all good.
I took it from you.
Oh.
And I am Josh over here on this leather couch, and I am your host this evening.
Oh, giggity. Oh, boy.
Giggity.
Yeah, you gave me a nice time off. So I was in Oklahoma. Make a long story short, it was a lot of fun. Saw a lot of family. Got a lot of inspirations for work that I want to do to the house and to the land and stuff like that. You know, just a lot of cool shit that I saw up there. But man, it's good to be home from a vacation. Even a good vacation, you're just fucking happy to be home.
Did you sing any songs from the musical Oklahoma?
If you gave Andrea a moment and a hint at singing Oklahoma, she would sing Oklahoma.
Okay, I could do that as well. Isn't that sad?
I don't know Oklahoma. I never have seen
I know
Oklahoma.
that one really
Never
well.
even heard of it until
Sadly, I know that one way too well.
Were you in it or something? What?
No.
It sounds like there's a story
No,
there.
I'm just a fucking nerd.
Well, look, I got excited when Andrea was like, "Oh, you got to see this!" Put on the TV in the living room last night. A Facebook feed from the Cocoa Village Playhouse. They were talking about their new season and the new shows that they have coming up and stuff like that. I was pretty stoked to see that. That was kind of exciting. That kind of makes me a similar nerd, I think.
Is there anything good?
Well,
I mean, I guess it doesn't matter outside
I thought
of
you were
our
getting ready
area.
to tell me they're doing Oklahoma.
No, definitely no Oklahoma. It's kind of weird. So Andrea was even in this show a few years back, but they got it again because you weren't always given rights to. So playhouses have to request the rights and purchase the rights,
and they may or may not get it because they don't want everybody in the country doing the same shit.
That's exactly right. It's not just about the people who own it are ones who say who can do it at what times. So the Playhouse director was very excited, and she was very.
Beauty and the Beast?
Beauty and the Beast is coming back again.
Nice. I'll go see it. Hell yeah.
And it was a fucking great show then. They did a great production.
It was a great show.
It also was sold by the Solano sisters, the girls. The I don't remember which one of the Solano sisters was Belle in that, but they're the Disney princess type girls. I mean, they have an amazing voice and fit the picture.
We just saw.
I'm sorry. I just needed to let that out.
In 2019, Henniger Center had Beauty and the Beast as well.
Yeah, so it's been here
my
local.
wife and daughter went to see it. It was awesome.
Oh, cool. I think we're going to take Abby to see this, like a Saturday afternoon show or something.
Oh, yeah.
It'd be cool.
Midday show.
And I got to see... I was there when she got proposed to.
Yeah,
I was
that's
there
right. That was
at
the last
showing.
show. Yeah.
I was
Who
there at the
proposed
last
to
show.
her?
It was so cool. So the Beast. Will you marry me? No. Her boyfriend came out after, towards the end of the show, or before the last scene, but during the last scene, but before the curtain call where the cast comes out and takes a bow. Before that, she I think it was before that. Anyway, I think it was during the curtain call. I think it's when everyone was on stage.
Yeah, it was post show.
During
Right
the
before
curtain
curtain call, during all the bows and the reappearance and call out of everybody.
And of course, Belle is the center of the show, so she's the last to come on stage, and she walks down, and the audience is standing ovation already for her because she did a great job. And then the Beast runs up the little fake stairs, or whatever they had, and escorts this guy down to the stage. Has her blindfolded. Sorry, I guess I missed an important part there. And he turned to her, and he was mic'd up. They had him mic'd for the audience and everything.
Man.
He proposed to her in front of an already standing ovation crowd that already is giving her all this praise. And
that's like really a step or two above the big screen at a sports.
Yeah.
It's a big deal. That's a huge deal.
Every guy in the room just got that, hey.
Yeah.
Right after that.
Yeah.
Come on.
So can I tell my proposal story to my wife really quick?
Yeah, of course.
So I proposed.
This is kind of your show too.
Yeah, I proposed to my wife at Disney World in the what the hell was the name of that ride? Because it doesn't exist anymore. It was the bucket rides that went from Frontierland to Tomorrowland. We were actually taking it from Tomorrowland to Frontierland. It was Skyway to Frontierland.
Those are gone? Holy shit, I haven't thought about those in forever.
I mean, some nice things happened there, like I proposed to my wife. Some not nice things happened, like people fell over and died. So they don't have those anymore. They don't have those anymore. So yeah, that's where I proposed to my wife. That's
cool.
Awesome. I brought the ring to Disney World, and I'm thinking, man, where the fuck am I gonna do this? Like, I just knew I was gonna do it at Disney World. Did not have planned where exactly I was going to do it at Disney World, and I was just like, I don't know.
So the whole part, until she said yes, the whole time you're walking around like, that's a nice bush. Should I do it there? No, fuck that place. Oh, that's a nice store.
And she could tell I was acting weird the whole time. She's like, you were just acting weird half the day, and I was like, should I do it here in the castle? Nah, this feels weird. I don't think I'm going to do it here in the castle.
Weirdos right there.
Yeah, so I was like, this is perfect. It's just me and her up here.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome. So
we have another friend, Tall Trey. He proposed to his ex-fiancée at Disney World.
That's right.
Didn't stick for him. Didn't stick.
You know, one out of two ain't bad.
Well, it's because he didn't do it in the Skyway buckets.
Yeah, a little hard now.
What's that called? Gondolas? The Sky?
No, it was called Skyway to Frontierland.
Oh,
or Skyway to Tomorrowland, depending on which way you were going.
Nice.
Interesting. Yeah. That's some of those shows that we've had in the past, some of the old Twisted Tens. Like, I think it was Crespo's. No, it wasn't his. I don't know. We had somebody that did a Disney one, talked about some of the Disney stuff at the parks, at the local parks over there. They had talked a little bit about things that were no longer there, like the Jaws ride or some other things. Maybe I'm mixing episodes, but I remember
Jaws ride was Universal.
I remember having a conversation about things at Disney or at the parks that are like things of the past.
Yeah.
Or maybe a little behind the scenes. I don't remember.
The one for me is Disney used to have I think we actually recently talked about it on the show. Maybe not. It was like sponsored by an airline. It was like the Magic of Flight or something. It's where Buzz Lightyear is now.
You were talking about Magic Journeys.
Is that what it was called?
Yeah, I think it was called Magic Journey. It was like the awesome 3D thing. Is that what you were talking about?
No. It was
Okay, I lied.
You rode you rode in a little cart, but it was like the 4D experience. And it's like I remember one moment, and if you've been on it, you'll remember you like turn a corner, and the whole room, it's a hallway, and the whole room is lit up like a jet turbine.
Oh, I don't think I recall that at all.
It became Buzz Lightyear. I remember the old
that room was Josh's bedroom when he was like 15. It was his rebellious years.
Looked like a jet turbine in there. And then the other one, the scary alien experience, where you like another 4D, like you sit in a chair, there's like an alien experiment, and it like breaks out.
Josh totally had his room like a jet turbine, so he could convince girls to join the Mile High Club in his bedroom.
Look, Josh. Wait. Josh, you gotta understand.
That would work.
You gotta understand, Ron. He was still on a joke from like 5 minutes ago. So
he
just caught up.
But I just thought of it. Sorry, I had to say it.
You're good. Hey, tonight's show, speaking of sponsor, is sponsored by Andrea Joy from upstairs with an amazing tray. That was the tray I got from Father's Day birthday from the kids.
Not the Trey who proposed to his fiance.
No, a little different
Trey.
However, I cut him up on the table and eat him too. He's a pretty handsome dude. I'm just saying. You know.
Yeah.
You have a crickets button. This is where you use it. You suck at those buttons, dude.
It.
I could
got
see
it right on it.
I was staring at it. Couldn't you see where my eyes were?
Josh, you're right. I'm lazy. All right,
it's fine. I get it.
Call it out. Why don't you?
I get it. Half of my boxes in the move are labeled.
And really?
Yeah, half of them.
Half of them.
I'm lazy too.
The other half are like, whoa, what's in this box?
It's always a surprise. Hey, where's this go?
It's always fun.
And Angels Envy Rye, which I misunderstood. I thought this was going to be new to the show, new to the guys in the studio, but it's not. This was the bottle you said that Kim Kennedy had. That's actually a pretty fucking expensive bottle for her to leave at your house.
And then to let us bring in here. It's like a $90 bottle. Right?
Yeah, that's $100.
Since we used to have Kim Kennedy be the model for Living Podcariously, you think we could figure out a way for her to be the one in Twisted 10?
It'd actually be pretty sexy.
She's just stand with her arms out like
inappropriate. Kim wasn't calling you. I was calling you sexy, but not that kind of way. God damn it! Now it's awkward. But yeah, have the female figure as the one.
Be the one.
And then Ron bent over for the
Wait
zero.
a minute. Yeah, she could. So if she stands straight up, shut up. If she stands straight up, right? And you know how the one has that little like towards the top. That could be her boobs, right? And it's just the one there, right? No.
So like a necklace. Like a headless figure.
A necklace
silhouette.
figure?
A headless
I'm getting so fat I'm about to be a necklace figure.
Oh, damn it.
Man, so I have some exciting news. I bought a new car.
Yes.
I'm so
Badass
fucking
car.
excited.
Where's the baller button?
I'm sorry. I interrupted you.
Joe.
We'll talk about that in a minute. You have the list in front of you. That was like an easy beach ball. We're going to talk about sponsors. Please Let's do that now so we don't forget.
All right. So before we kick it off, big thanks to our Twisted Council for their support of the show. Thank you so much. You guys are awesome. Also, to anyone hanging out in Discord, the live stream right now, you could listen to the unedited version of this, although we really...
Not that we don't edit that much.
Yeah, we edit that much because we're so fucking good.
We're so good. Yeah.
Thank you. Well,
Lazy. Replace good with lazy the rest of the night.
So if you're enjoying the show, want to know more about any of that, go to thetwistedtid.com.
Just twistedtid.com.
Sorry, you're right. Go to twistedtid. I can't even read.
Did I put the on there?
No, you did not.
Okay,
Remember,
cool.
first of all, I wrote this, not you.
That chunk you're reading, I wrote.
That's right. You wrote it. I put it on paper. So
I hate it when dad and dad fight.
You hate it more when dad and dad sword fight. Go to Twisted 10.
Because I'm always holding the lights.
Yeah, go to twisted10.com for info and links. And one other thing, please, please, please rate and review the show. Subscribe, rate, review. Thank you so much.
Yeah, and just it's not on the list yet. Just an unofficial but official shout out to Manscaped. We got, our agreement with them starts very soon. Not quite yet, but still, doing some love to them. Thanks for sponsoring the show,
guys. Ever been to a Manscaped room? That's like an escape room, but way
With
different. Way different.
If they don't do something like that at their corporate headquarters for like a Halloween themed party,
A man-escaped room?
that'd be awesome.
Yes, maybe they have.
Is a Manscaped room just a room full of pubes?
I don't know.
Yeah,
but I feel
it's
like
a room. It's a room where people just shave their pubes and leave it there.
We no longer have this sponsor.
I think we're going about this the right way.
I think so. Yeah, they obviously liked what they heard in their last.
That's what I'm saying.
6
Yeah,
episodes.
they like
or
the
whatever.
other shit we said.
And
We got dark.
Yeah,
and you guys, the listeners as
Darker
well,
than my
who
pubes.
jumped on that. There was a threshold we had to attain a certain amount of sales, full disclosure, and we met that. So
Yeah, thank you very
thanks
much,
you guys.
listeners.
Thanks, you guys. So awesome. So awesome.
Dad, thanks to you too, because I know he ordered from that.
I thought you were talking to
using
Josh.
promo code
Literally,
Twisted10.
when you said dad, I thought you were talking to Josh.
No, my real father.
Not my father.
If you go, my dad's not bald, but if you went completely bald in life, would your junk fall out? Would your junk, the hair on your junk, fall out too? Would you go bald downstairs like you would upstairs?
Let's ask Ed Harris or
I
any
have
other
some
bald people.
friends. I want to know if
But
you're
they're
listening.
not that old though, unless you know the bald dudes.
I have early age baldness friends.
Oh really?
You ever meet?
Oh yeah, I've got tons of friends that way. I have older friends than you, Josh.
All of us have older friends.
A lot of friends who are early age male pattern baldness.
Did he just pull my best friend's a black guy?
I'm not
on
sure.
you? Is that
My
is that
best
what-
friend's bald,
I have good friends too.
and they have massive pubises.
You said that with such astute confidence.
I don't know.
You've
I'm
seen
curious.
it, haven't you?
I don't know if you're listening and you've naturally gone bald. Do you still have pubes?
And want to send your pictures to Ron for evidence? Send it to Show Twisted 10. Attention, Ron.
No, I pay attention to that.
He'll
That's
see
me.
that first. He'll send it before me. Yes,
I
please
keep
send
that
it
up.
there.
Incoming dick pics. You know what though? That would be a very, very good way to build up our target audience if we did emailers, which we don't, of who to send sponsorships for Manscaped to.
It's like,
Dick pic dudes. Yeah.
Man.
Or
I'm
we should
sorry.
get somebody to Photoshop their hair out and say, this is what you would look like if you used this product.
Photoshopping hair out would be $1 million industry. But that's enough balls. I've had
All right.
enough ball talk.
Enough balls.
I bought a car though. I'm really excited. I want to talk about my thing.
Yeah, do it. It's a badass car.
I'm
I'm like, somebody's pulling up in my driveway tonight for a recording, and I'm like, fuck, am I getting served? Some nice fucking lawyer's car is pulling up here.
I did my big I did my grown up upgrade. I feel really good. I bought myself an S4.
You went from a Miata to an S4. That's like the eat me, drink me of Alice in Wonderland's foods, all right?
Yeah, that was it's kind of, it's weird. It feels nice to be back in a powerful car. Those who've been listening for a long time, many years, you'll remember my old Evo that I used to talk about. And I used to have a nice rally car, and I fucking loved that car, but I made a big boy decision and I sold it and bought a practical car. to save some money because I was trying to get ahead. And now
get some head. What?
Get some head. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was actually a requirement for me riding in the car. Is I had to give him head.
That's true. Yeah.
Anyone who takes a ride longer than 20 minutes.
It's
has
funny.
To give him
The
head.
Audi has that button you push on the seats to automatically get you into the correct position to give head as a passenger. It's weird. I don't know what they do.
I questioned it, but he said it was a rule, so I trusted him.
It's a rule.
Sure. Yeah.
It's how you start the car.
Here, blow into this.
Yeah.
So, it's like baller light status. It is, I picked it up used.
Baller light status.
Baller
Nice.
light. I feel, but it's still, I don't know. It's so silly. And I can say this here. I can't say this to people in real life because they look at me funny, but it feels, it's not what I was after, but it feels like I bought a piece of status.
Yeah.
Sure.
Just
Audi, Mercedes, BMW.
Yeah.
And just cruising around, it feels nice.
Absolutely.
And the experience is different too. I drove, my Miata was the size of a pack of gum. And
It really was.
and it was silver, which is the statistically least likely car to be seen for like accidents and stuff. Nobody fucking saw me. Nobody. The amount of times I almost got hit in that car is obscene.
Yeah.
But it was fun. It was a lot of fun. So top back, whatever. Now, people fucking stay away from me on the road. They see the rings and they get scared. They just like want to back. They like.
Did those light up? The rings light up?
They don't light up, but they just like will drive on the far side of their lane. Like,
that's
this dude's
interesting.
insurance is way better than mine. Don't hit him.
That's interesting because I do naturally, when I see nicer cars coming like behind me, I do get out of the way faster than if you're like some fucking Nissan Sentra. Fuck you. My Ford ain't no worse than your Nissan Sentra. I'm just gonna keep driving.
yeah, I don't.
You guys look behind you.
Yeah.
I get mad at people who drive in the passing lane and stop, or that's really where the thought ends. It's not a driving lane. Fuck out.
I get unreasonably mad at people for leaving their blinkers on. Unreasonably, like I get like road rage anger. I'm like, you fucking idiot. They immediately lose 50 IQ points. I don't care where they started.
But to balance that for you though, you also pay attention to blinkers. When someone puts their blinker on, you'll you'll let them in. You'll slow down. You'll do the thing that the blinker's
Unless
fucking
you're
for.
a dick, like a couple people I saw on the highway.
It's a little different.
Someone would never leave the blinker on in my wife's car, a Nissan Murano. It is so fucking loud.
Oh, really?
It is the only car I've ever been in or had in my life that the blinker is annoyingly loud.
Wow.
Yeah, that thing is made for old people. It's so loud. It's like, what the hell?
In Josh's car, if he leaves a blinker on, a completely 3D hologram appears of a hot chick, and she says, "Mr. Wilson, your blinker is on."
No,
right?
it's
about
it's
accurate.
got so much it's so many buttons, and I'm kind of spoiled now.
He said butt.
It's got so much butt.
Do you remember? I'm sorry. This is ties to your story. I promise.
Okay.
Ron, do you remember? I don't think Josh would. He might. Do you remember the old SNL bit, the Buick Mistress?
No.
Do you remember the bit where it shows
not.
a guy that's so in love with his car and he's kissing the steering wheel and rubbing the leather in the inside, and then he goes to the back of the car, like where you have the flip down, where you can flip down the license plate to put in gas in some of the older cars, and it's a vagina, but SNL has it blurred out, and then you see him humping the back of the car.
No,
the Buick Mistress.
I have never seen. No, that one I missed.
That's hilarious.
That's Josh.
I don't
has his
remember it, but
mistress
that's
now.
hilarious.
Josh has his Audi mistress.
She got a name today. Her name is Audrey. Audrey
the Audi.
And it's kind of a fun to the
Seymour.
parents out there.
Very
You'll
good.
appreciate this. My daughter has associated Google. We use the Australian female voice on all of our Google devices in the house.
G'day, mate.
Yeah.
I couldn't resist it.
And but she associates now the like talking robot thing. It's just like, oh, is Google giving you directions? Is what she asked me, and I wanted to kind of draw the line between like the Google devices at home because they do different things and whatever versus like the voice in my car. It's small, but like just drawing a line to help her learn that.
Sure.
So we gave it a name. She's like, what's its name? What's its name? I was like, I don't know. It's fine. Finally, like 5 miles later, I was like, I don't know. It's Audrey, I guess, because it rhymes with Audi. All right. She's like, all right, cool. And then every time I got GPS directions, Audrey says turn left. Audrey says turn right, which is adorable, which is awesome. Yeah. So she got a name. She got a name and gender at the same time, I guess. But
That's cool.
In absolute hype about having a new car, I did a list.
Oh, here it is.
On the top 10 cars you could theoretically buy. theoretically, these are 10 of the most expensive cars in the world.
Oh.
But the caveat is these are like production models.
Oh, so like stock, like not necessarily stock, but available to the general public, not like
if you had enough money.
Prototypes.
And, like, these aren't prototypes because there are some things like Mercedes. This came up. It was like a $28 million car. It was a Mercedes that took a Maybach and customized it to test tires for Goodyear or something. Like all three companies came together and they're like, I want to test this new frame. Cool. We want to test these new electronics. Like, I got new tires. And they made this one-off car. So like those kinds of things, while very cool, not on the list. These are all things that
if you had the money, you could go buy one.
You could go buy one,
like off the showroom floor or whatever they would want to call it,
basically.
order form or whatever the hell it calls.
Yeah, your guy calls the other guy, and then a car shows up 6 months
this is exciting.
later.
All right, so this obviously is not going to be on this list. At least I don't think it is, but because it's not that expensive. But it's my car. It's my favorite car. This would be my upgrade if I was to go back to vehicles.
I know what you're gonna say.
Oh yeah, Jaguar F-Type R. That
For
is
sure.
one of the. I actually even like the S, the 6-cylinder. I like that one too. But the Jaguar, man, that F-Type is such a beautiful car. Has this growl. It has a fucking F1 Formula car growl that it does. God damn, I want that car.
I
would fuck that Ron, by the way.
That F-Type V6
and it's blurred out
for a nice,
vagina.
Yes.
Nice supercharger.
Yeah,
Just saying.
Both of the supercharger and the 6-cylinder and the 8-cylinder both are supercharged.
Oh, I thought the 6 was not.
No, the 6 is. It's not naturally aspirated. No, it is. It is. There's a 4-cylinder version that is not turbocharged, and then there's a 4-cylinder that is. Then there's a 6 and an 8, and there's a couple different versions of the 8. You can get one that's got all-wheel drive, rear-wheel drive, whatever. But it's that's my car. Not on the list. I know. I'm not spoiling a number. I'm sure.
Definitely, even at full top trim production cost. Not anywhere close to this list. Not even close.
Oh boy, I'm gonna pour myself a little bit more rye whiskey.
Very nice. Very nice. Ah, man. I'm like excited for this list. It's gonna be long. I'm just gonna wait. I guess you have headphones. I don't have to wait for it.
No, we can hear you.
I can keep going.
I know you kind of took a pause there. Like, well, that was our first break. I was like, what's going on here?
Just talk about balls.
It's just like Adam was stopped. I was gonna let him pour his drink and sit back and comfortable. Anyways, so number 10 then. Number 10. So the number 10 comes in. It is the Ferrari LaFerrari. The
I'm
Ferrari.
gonna have to start looking these up. Is there any like twists or games or anything?
There's no twists. There is no games.
Right. I'm gonna look them up.
I am curious though. Some of these, actually, let me just take a quick scroll. Some of these brands you'll recognize. Some of these you won't. Some of these I didn't. I consider myself a car guy.
I used to play Gran Turismo and was hooked to that game.
Not even. These are beyond Gran Turismo. So I'm curious, just conversationally, if you had even heard of the cars as they come up.
Okay,
not
Ferrari, yes. The brand I've heard of before, but this LaFerrari, I didn't know.
I will have heard of zero of these cars. I've heard of some of the brands, but I won't have heard of the cars themselves.
So this is the least expensive car on the list at $1.4 million. It came out in 2013. It has 950 horsepower, but it is a hybrid. It was Ferrari's foray into the hybrid supercar.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, shit.
It has top speed about 220 miles an hour. It is Ferrari's fastest car that they have ever made. And it's the most, like, horsepower spec sheet wise, it's the most powerful car.
So 220 is the fastest car they've ever made?
That Ferrari has ever made.
The 200 mile mark is pretty commonly the top, like, of all the speed. For whatever reason, combustion engines really don't allow you to get faster than, 200, maybe 220, like this is talking about.
247 miles an hour.
You really don't get that. I mean, well, there you go, 247. You don't see cars going 300 and 400 miles per hour. It's just because there's a limit. Really,
there's limits to that. The design of
aerodynamics kick in at those speeds and just other things. So it's
even the NASCAR, the stock cars don't go much faster than that.
They'll go 180 miles an hour in Daytona.
I thought they wouldn't. They don't go to 200.
There's some NASCAR guy going, "What the fuck?"
Maybe.
They go
I could be wrong.
I thought they went.
Do they hit 200?
I thought they would hit low 200s.
No, I don't know. I thought because occasionally on those things you see those the monitor, like the computer programs that are following the cars showing their speeds. I thought the Daytona hit 200 as well.
Dude, cool. I've never been to a race at Daytona.
I've never been faster than 145 in a car.
We talked about this on the way here. My top ground speed, 198 miles an hour. I'm so
on a bike.
So fucking close. That was on my R1.
His balls caught up to him in like 3 minutes. Going that fast.
Yeah, it's.
Now this is hot. This is what I would imagine like as a kid wanting as a sports car. It has a very, very big front end though.
It does.
It almost looks like it could be going either direction. I'll be honest. If you didn't really pay attention to where the like air dampening comes in for the brakes or the air cowlings come in for the brakes, it could go either direction.
They only produced 499 of these in total. Wow. And it is one of the most numerous cars on this list.
Oh, really? They go down from here?
Really? Down from here.
No shit.
So none of these
are like one, like we were talking earlier.
Correct. None of these are like one-offs, prototypes, concepts. There is, I'll admit, one on the list that has not come out yet. There's a reason for that, so I'll talk about that. But yeah, Adam's right. If you are sitting at home, not driving, listening to this this podcast. Listen to this cast, guys. Let me just drop a syllable.
Dude, you're such a hipster.
I'm so edgy. But Google these. All of these cars look fucking awesome. Every one of these looks great. There's one that is on here that looks, I think, kind of silly. I would feel silly.
Batmobile. He's going to say the Batmobile.
Oh, Batmobile. That's a real car. It's a real
All of them are. Yeah.
It's a real drivable car.
Even the new one made by the guys here in Cape Canaveral, Florida, right around the corner from us. The Johnson brothers, the Jonas brothers. No, not Jonas brothers. I don't remember. Whatever.
Jonas brothers. That's funny.
I'm really doing them disrespect, not knowing their names. But they build all those cars right here. They built the Tron bikes, all those wild.
I remember
vehicles.
seeing the Tron bike on US 1. It was like parked. It was like a show.
Parker Brothers. That's it. Parker Brothers.
Like the game?
Yes.
Like the game board game? Okay.
Maybe it's not. Let me look it up.
But yeah, so number 10, Ferrari's LaFerrari. The Ferrari's fastest car and their first hybrid, I believe. I didn't write that down, but I believe that it was their first hybrid attempt as well.
What was the cost of that one?
$1.4 million.
God damn.
It
is Parker Brothers. Parker Brothers in Cape Canaveral, Florida.
Cool. Whew. Give them a ding.
Yeah.
Yeah, for being local. Super local.
Super local. All right, number 9. This is another Ferrari. It's the Ferrari Monza. Monza.
Isn't there a game that's called Monza?
There's Forza, which is close.
Damn it.
There are cars called Forza. Forza is I think it's an Italian word. It means something.
Sorry.
What's a Forza?
Forza, 5, 6. That was kind of racist.
Culturist?
Culturist, languagist.
Culturist? That was mean to Italians, Ron.
Totally mean. I love your pizza. I'm sorry.
If they're laughing, it was all right.
Yeah, it was
Depends
totally
on your
fine.
audience, right? And how
that
comedy
guy's
works.
not funny. I see that guy kick his ass in the streets.
All right, so the Ferrari Monza comes in 2 models. It comes in the SP1 and the SP2.
Oh,
the
this looks
SP1,
cool.
Right? And I'm going to touch on what makes it so cool in a second. So
you're going to touch it, all right.
So the SP1 is a single-seater, just the driver. The SP2 is a dual-seater. It is it's Ferrari's offering in a new type of motorsport that's catching on in Europe, or motor car. They're calling it the alfresco style. That has to do with 2 things: no roof, no real windshield.
Oh,
so it uses aerodynamics to make it comfortable in the car, but it's a fair weather car all day long. No roof, it's not a convertible. It's just not there.
Do you know what that translates to from Italian? Alfresca. Do you know what that translates into? I just pulled it up.
Fettuccine al fresca?
Man eats bugs through windshield. That's what that translates to.
It is powered by a 6.5-liter V12.
Jeez.
It has 809 horsepower, 530 foot-pounds of torque, which is the number that really matters.
I'll give it. So just to give some audience painting the picture a little bit, this looks like, and I know this is an insult to Ferrari. Forgive me for this, but it is what it is. This looks like the Prowler with cowling.
Yeah, it does.
It looks like the Prowler got a body.
It doesn't look like a Ferrari at all.
No, it doesn't. It looks like a Plymouth or Dodge Prowler from like 1999 with
to
bodywork.
What I got is it looks like a chop top Porsche.
I can see that too. Yeah.
Did you say a top speed on that?
Do I have a top speed on this one? I do not have a top speed on this one. Sorry.
I can find that. I'm on their pages right now.
Oh, perfect. Okay.
Oh, by the way, NASCAR stock car is a little over 200 miles per hour.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Cool. That's awesome. So even NASCAR gets to go above 200.
Top speed 186 miles per hour.
There you go. What is that, like 305 or something? Is
In
it kilometers?
KPH?
KPH.
I don't know. I'm looking at more pictures.
That's
Sorry,
fine.
this is car porn for me, man.
This is going to be fun. This is definitely it's a more visual list than I try to lean into.
That above the top really looks like a Prowler again.
I like that. That's cool.
Yeah.
It screams Prowler to me. I know it's not. Forgive me, Ferrari lovers, and I know you guys are probably disagreeing with me on that, but it looks like a fucking Prowler. Got a body work.
It's not a very Ferrari.
For those non-car people that are thinking Prowler, does he mean like the 1940s version of a burglar? Called them Prowlers.
Black and white, man. No, it's a little two-seater roadster, big bubble back behind each one of the seats.
It looks a little bit to me like a bigger, like a wider two-seated Batmobile.
Yeah, those things coming down the back. Yeah, whatever those are called.
It is. This one I found. Some of it may apply to others. I don't think so. But this is actually not a U.S. street legal car. You cannot drive it here.
Oh, really?
What are the safety features that's missing, or what is it? The nose windshield or something like that?
I have no idea.
Oh, okay.
None whatsoever. I guess that's a pretty reasonable next step. I should have Googled that.
Nah, it could be something to do with the engine or something like that.
It probably has something to do with the lack of windshield. If I had to guess.
It is a Ferrari. It is an exotic car. It runs on virgin's blood. So that's what the U.S. was like, nope, that's too much for us.
You wouldn't really run it very well in the U.S. either, running on virgin's blood.
No, that's a good point. Maybe that's why it's not sold here.
And that's why it's not street legal.
Bunch of fucking...
Bunch of sluts.
Sluts and whores.
Man, sorry, this whiskey's really good.
That's right. And I feel bad. I didn't know Kim let us have a bottle of rye.
Don't
That's
feel
completely
bad.
Different. It's my memory. It's getting in the way of life in general. So Andrea was watching before, since we're taking a tiny little break. Andrea was watching. The fuck is that? Alice in Wonderland, but the Tim Burton version. And I thought I had never seen it. And we're watching it, and there's a couple things I'm kind of familiar. I'm like, that was probably in the trailer I saw or something, because I did not recognize the story. I didn't recognize anything. And then she came. She's like, Adam, you told me you watched this like just before we met. I'm like, fuck. Like that's the one positive about you can put on memory loss.
Yeah.
All the movies
every
are new
5 years you watch the same movies. That movie's so good. Have you seen it?
Yeah,
we saw it together.
Have you guys seen Titanic? Fucking great.
Actually,
story.
You know what? I actually have not seen the movie Titanic.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't get half the memes on the internet.
I know the story and I know who's in it. I've just never seen
I know how it
movie.
ends. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I
I'm
don't need to
surprised.
see
It's actually pretty good. I mean, I
great
enjoy
movie.
it. Yeah.
I hear it's great. I just never had an interest.
It's fine. I mean, if you don't have 4.5 hours to watch a boat sing, then fuck off.
Yeah,
I guess.
exactly.
But,
yeah.
No, Andrea sold you out when we got here. We walked inside, and I saw the movie, and I commented. I was like, oh, cool, the new Alice in Wonderland. I love these movies. She's like, oh, that's awesome. Adam didn't remember it. Oh.
School.
Damn. Well, you know.
It was funny. Good times.
That's my wife, guys.
Let's see. What are we at? Number 8. This is another brand I bet most people will be familiar with. This is the Bentley.
Oh, yeah.
The Bentley Bacalar. This car, I probably butchered that. I probably got that wrong, but Bentley Bacalar.
That's how it looks. Bacalar.
Yeah. But it price comes in $1.9 million for this car.
Is the list in order of cost?
In ascending order. They will get progressively more expensive.
You might have said that and I missed it, but I couldn't remember.
That's fine. They made 12 of these.
These cars are God, it's hard to say. This almost looks like it's fake. It looks like it's a cartoon.
It looks a bit like a Mustang.
It does look like one of these cars.
Oh, yeah.
It looks like somebody leaned on a Mustang clay model and they're like, let's run it. Actually, is it on the list? Let me make sure it's on the list.
That does look like a Mustang. You're 100% right, Ron.
Okay, it's not on the list. It's the Aston Martin, like Valor or something. It looks like a Mustang GT that someone just like flattened and widened it a little bit. Anyways, so the Bentley Bacalar, they made 12 of these. So that makes them limited. Same kind of thing. If you had money, you would have been told that it was coming, and you could have bought it. This one is powered by a 6-liter W12 turbocharged engine.
W12.
Okay, we're going to talk about a couple of W engines tonight. So you have just to walk up. So it's
variable valve timing, basically.
It's not. It has to do. It's purely geometry.
Oh.
You have an inline 6, all
Sure.
6 of cylinders, straight line. You have a V6 where you have 3 cylinders
Opposing
on each side
pistons,
to create a V.
opposing. Yeah.
And that creates your V. And then you have a W16 or a W. I'm sorry, what was this one? I doubled it. This is a W12. You have a W12, so it's two
rows of
V6s
6. Oh, cool.
put together. So you've got, as I understand it, there's 3 camshafts, so the whole thing drives like one center main cam, and so it's literally 2 engines put together that they turbocharged.
Cars
Pretty
are
cool.
pretty. Sorry, I have no idea what you guys are talking about.
Wait,
but
that's a
would you like a black and mild?
that's his
Exactly.
version of that. Sort of nerdy about car. Yeah, it fits.
So it's 2 3-liter V6s strapped together
Damn.
to make their 650 horsepower, 664 foot-pounds of torque car. That's the number that matters. Foot-pounds is what matters, guys.
Yeah, that thing will get up and go.
Yeah, that thing will haul ass. Oh, and I also put down on here, Bentley says they will not make any more.
How many did you say they made? 12?
12.
12 of them.
The 12 back. So that's kind of Bentley's thing, though, is limited run cars. They have a couple that, like, you could go and buy, like, air quotes, a floor model of a Bentley, like the Bentley that everyone recognizes on the road. But they make limited runs of things like, there were several Bentleys.
I don't understand that business model, I guess, Josh. I mean, I know you're not defending Bentley, but let's say, all right, Ron, let's say I wanted you to be an investor in my company. My name is Adam's Hammers. I only am going to make 12 hammers. They're going to be fucking great hammers. That's all I'm going to make, though. I'm not going to make any more, and I'm going to hopefully have 12 buyers for my 12 hammers. Would you invest money in my business? Fucking of course not. That's a crazy idea.
Depends
How about
on
this
the
one?
profit.
I'm gonna give you
I
a
guess.
different angle on this one. My name is Bentley, and you know that this is what I do, right? I make limited run production cars, and I come to you and say, hey, I need $2 million, and we're going to sell 15 of them, and it's going to be the fastest fucking thing we've ever made, and we're going to sell them for $3.5 million. Are you in?
I mean, the history of the product is what's really selling that.
And that's
Yeah,
what
the
I'm
history of
saying.
the
Like,
maker.
so
Yeah, I see where you're going with that. I still just that frustrates me, I guess. It's just either it is for the uber prestige title that you get by owning one of these cars. You're one out of 12 people in the world that owns this particular car.
because that's what you lead with.
Or it's just not really a business. I mean, that's not really a business. I don't know. Who am I to say that? They're a multi-million-dollar a year
saying.
company. Who is Adam?
We don't have oodles and oodles of money. We are
Yeah, I
not
guess
at
so.
the point where we make so much money in our downtime that we cannot spend it. We're not there.
May all the owners of those cars leave your blinkers on.
Every single one. They don't drive their own
Fuckers.
cars. They probably don't. Probably don't drive their own Bacalars.
They drive it to their parking garage at home, and that's it.
They drive it in their garage.
It's so safe
That
in
might
here.
not be saying a lot because some of those homes might have 100,000 square foot garages.
like Jay Leno's garage. You know.
I had an opportunity as a teenager. I was dating a girl who lives on Tortoise Island. Are you guys familiar? It's a local
Yes.
place. For those not here, this is like a private 25 house.
This is
island.
our baller area
Yeah.
for here.
This
It
is like
This
our
is like
solid-
our Hamptons.
It's so fucking like I showed up one day. I tried to show up and be nice and surprise the girl I was seeing. Not allowed on the property because I was not on the security guards list that day. He recognized me too. He's like, "Hey man, nice to see you. I'm sorry they didn't put you on the list, so you can call him, but like you can't come in."
Damn.
All right, that's totally fine. But anyway, so I was walking to get out of. I was walking with her, get out of the house as teenagers do. Fuck mommy and dad, let's go walk because we're whatever. Anyways, every teenager does it. But she knew somebody who had a ground floor that was just a garage, just all cars, just things like I thought I knew cars as a teenager. I did not know cars. I walked in there. I was just like, there's just there's way more consonants than vowels here. How do I fucking pronounce that?
You're drooling on the $7 million side mirror. Please step away from the car.
Yeah, it was nice. Whole thing like padded garage floor, like 15,000 square feet of just padded floor for his cars. It was weird. I mean, awesome, but like it was a weird room. So that was number 8, the Bentley Bacalar.
Cool car. Looks like a Mustang.
It does, yeah. This is number 7. I'm going to do my best here. This is one that I had never heard of. And don't make the joke until I'm done, you, both of you.
Damn it. All right, Ron, control yourself over there, okay?
This is the Pininfarina Battista. All right, go ahead.
Nah, we'll just let it burn.
Cool, I did it.
Pininfarina?
The P-I...
Well, thank you very much for that.
N-I-N, yeah. Pininfarina. The Pininfarina.
And then what's this next word?
Battista.
Battista. Okay.
B-A-T-T-I-S-T-A, yeah.
All right. Dang, that's a badass looking car. That almost looks like a McLaren. It looks like...
It does look like the old McLaren, you're right.
Yeah, that is sickening.
So the Panini...
Would you like a panini?
The Panini?
The Pininfarina, the Battista.
Yeah, I'm looking.
It reminds me of other hypercars. It reminds me a lot of Koenigsegg design.
Yeah, it looks super badass. Like,
it does. It looks awesome.
Super badass.
Dude, this fucking car's fin has a fin. What?
That's awesome.
Holy shit.
All right, so this is it's a fully electric car.
Damn, this car is badass.
Fully electric?
Fully electric.
Wow.
It is on sheets.
Well, you're right. When you're riding in this car, you're on a sheet. Sorry, I had to.
It's 1,827 horsepower.
Holy shit.
The company says the 0 to 60 time is under 2 seconds. There's
a sub 2 seconds.
There's a caveat to that though.
They broke the clock.
You start dealing with other issues that are like not like traction related. The car doesn't like weigh enough. They were at the limits of the traction of their platform to go that fast. That's not how fast the car can go. That's not how fast the engine could go. That's how fast the whole car can get up and going because of the outside limitations. The engine is not the weak point in that scenario.
Does it have the computer built in where it senses the traction breakage and auto adjusts to keep you in the pristine launch speeds and everything?
I'd have to say yes. I don't know. I mean, I can't imagine that kind of all-wheel drive 1,800 horsepower without incredibly complicated traction control. But that being said, there is some like crazy aficionados out there that are like, don't put anything between me and my wheels. Just like, I want wires all the way, or cable. I want cable all the way. Just let me. So there's the old Corvettes. They all drive by cable. Mm-hmm. Like 450 horsepower, all drive by cable, and there was just nothing.
I don't know what that means, drive by cable.
So your car, and it's not a bad thing, but your car has electronics and motoring on like. All like your steering is assisted, right, with power steering and stuff.
Well, as I said on the way here, I got my car during the Bush administration, so I just pedal it like the Flintstones.
But for those of you at home, he was pedaling. He actually pedaled.
Yes, I did actually pedal. No, but I understand. Go ahead.
But it's so you just have like all of this assisting things. You have power steering to make it easier to steer. You have traction control, so if you give it too much gas, it'll like drop the power delivery to the wheels so you get traction back.
Or auto lock brake, ABS.
Yeah, ABS is another good one.
Anti-lock brake.
Anti-lock brake, not auto. It automatically locks up.
Yes.
Fuck, I can't figure this out.
But it's so those things are like there's an aficionado scene that's like I want all drive by cable which has no wires.
You feel all the resistance, all the pressures, all the everything.
Everything. Yeah. So you got straight like your throttle, for example, that goes through your ECU and it's modulated to control. Like if you just floor it, it doesn't immediately do everything. It ramps everything up, albeit quickly, but it ramps it up for you.
I would agree with that in the cars of the late 80s and through the 90s, that computer technology and microchips and speeds and processors and all that inside the machines. And, because basically when you're driving a car that's not drive by cable, you drive by wire, so you're using electronics, you're just in a video game controller. The brakes and the gas and the steering wheel and all your buttons you're pushing have nothing to do with what the car's doing. It's sending a signal to a computer. The computer then sends it to the car and it reacts. It's hyper exaggerated, but you get my point. Now, especially in that Audi, I'm sure you can feel it. Now that's so much more precision, so much more speed in computers. I think it's almost silly not to go that way now.
Yeah. But, I can get it. Like Ron, I guess an example from the drive here, I showed you how I could like change the steering wheel feedback.
Yes.
And I could like change the engine responsiveness and the exhaust sound, which is weird, but
No, that's cool.
it is cool.
Yeah,
it's just like
it is cool.
It's a weird thing to engineer,
Badass.
I guess. I don't know, but it works well with the car. But so that those types of things. Yeah, so that's 1,800 horsepower, 1,827 horsepower.
I just realized what this list was, Ron. This list is a top 10 cars that I can tie my new Audi to somehow, one way or another. And that reminds
Top 10
me of
ways I can bring up my new car.
this new $1.9 million
Reminds me
DB
of my
whatever
Audi.
XKR. I've got the same button in the Audi with the.
So awesome. Dude, you fucking nailed it. Oh, that's great.
That's what this is. Granted, you didn't bring up your car till
At
number
all.
7. No, not till number
I didn't even
7.
bring it up this time.
No, you were talking. You were explaining
brought
the
it up.
extra.
No, you brought it up.
No, yeah, it's okay, but it's you
Look
were
at
just
this. Look,
going to
the
the.
fuck I did.
You can't dad eyes us because you're the pun of the joke here. So
That was awesome.
I thought to myself when I was
whether or not
writing
it's
this
true,
list
it makes you laugh.
that I needed to not bring up the new car. I thought about that.
And
That's
that
the
was the
thing.
only
You
time
nailed it.
That's the only time you brought it up.
Nailed it though.
Yeah.
Because I knew it was going to happen. Because you're right though. It is a very similar.
If I was banging a supermodel, I would do a top 10 list about supermodels, and every time bring in how she's related to the one I'm banging.
Be like,
Her belly button looks the same.
Looks just like, dude, her areolas look just like Carmen, the supermodel I'm banging.
God damn it.
but it is.
That's
it's-
fucking great.
It is really nice though.
That was a great observation, Adam.
Man. Okay. Number 6. Then let me bring it back.
So, is your car even? Is it on this list?
No. No. It is not even close.
I know.
I know that was a joke meant completely as jest.
It was an observation and a joke at the
I
same
know
time.
that
funny.
joke is going to make Josh for the rest of the list not say something. Josh, I want you to know this. If you have something cool that is close and similar to your car on this list, then just say it because it's fun when you get a new car. It is a blast, especially a car like that.
I think about the only thing that my car will have in common with the rest of this list is it has 4 tires and an engine. That I think is about where the line starts.
damn.
It's made out of metal. They cross over there.
Carbon fiber.
Yes.
So this one, I mentioned this one earlier. This is no, I'm sorry, I lied. No, this is the right one. Okay.
I know, Ron, you have your phone on vibrate, but
fucking-
it's on that plastic bin, so it goes
Through
the whole studio.
Might as well just ring. I know, it's ridiculous.
Okay, I thought I had it mixed up, and I did not. So
Did I put us on the right
number
one?
6.
We are on number 6 now?
We are on number 6.
Okay, cool.
This is the Mercedes AMG
Oh, I don't need to look this one up.
Project
Maybe
1.
I do. I know Mercedes AMG. That's a fucking badass little car.
Yeah, the AMG cars are nice. I like them a lot. I mean, everything AMG touches is awesome.
So Mercedes AMG Project 1?
Yes, this is one that I kind of mentioned earlier. So this is one that's been revealed, confirmed. There's pictures. It's not actually out yet, though.
Oh.
So it was announced in March of 2017. It has not actually released yet, though.
Damn, that looks kind of similar to the last car.
I mean,
It looks very, dude. It
by
looks
the end
almost,
of this list, you're gonna feel that about all of them. To be
Yeah.
honest,
Yeah.
they're all incredible and beautiful and amazing, but they all hit a point where like this is the most aerodynamic shape
Yeah.
for this car possible.
we're gonna have more cars looking like this as the near future happens. We're gonna see, especially electric cars. We're gonna see them looking the sporty electric cars.
I think so too, and I mean it all trickles down. I mean, you can look at this current year's Accord, and it looks nice.
In 20, 25 years, we'll be able to buy something like this that looks like this and realistically, completely electric and realistically afford it too.
the Panini Farini.
Are you serious? No, not like this.
Yeah,
'Cause
I
there's
think
been
so.
supercars our whole lives that have been aerodynamic.
but they're just, I don't know, it's just different now. I think something about, I guess when they're electric,
This is impossible. You can't.
you can just design them a little
Impossible's
differently.
So one of the reasons I haven't gone out and just bought that Jaguar that I want to get is because I don't know if I fit. Those cars, when they're this small, not to say a Jaguar is like this, but the cars that are built for racing and built for speed, you're not in a cabin. You're in a cockpit. Yeah. You are fucking jammed in there.
That's a good point.
6 foot tall dudes cannot fit in some of these cars. It's
that's a good point.
So your larger cars like the sedans and stuff, well, they'll never look like that unless they're really longer and like way bigger and oversized.
You're right. Thanks for just blowing up my entire car.
For me, one of my favorite all around cars. If you take like price tag aside and like a little bit of practicality, is actually like one of the more current generation Porsche 911s. For a few reasons, it's very balanced. The engine is powerful, but not too powerful. It has a little bit of cargo space, like a small trunk. It's nothing crazy. But the way they designed it, and the way the original Porsche 911 came together back in the day, is the original designer picked a chair. He picked a car seat that he liked, and he told the people working with him, prop it up like 6 inches off the ground or whatever, and he sat in it, and he held his hands up, and he's like, all right, this is where I want my steering wheel. And they mocked up a steering wheel. He's like, all right, this is the perfect shifter spot and pedals, and he built
it from the inside out.
He built from the driver out. And I'm like 5'9". I am like global average height, and I fit perfectly in Italian cars.
Oh yeah.
So it's just
you're
everything.
Only global average height because of North Korea. I'm just kidding.
Boys, when this is Josh, I am jealous of that because when the Manscaped money starts coming in here at the Twisted 10,
well, we can get a tank of gas.
When the three of us can all afford our Italian sports cars, and I won't be able to fit, I'll be very.
The people at Manscaped can't afford the Italian sports cars.
That's funny. I think honestly.
The CEO of Manscaped just got very pissed off
because it rolls way back.
As I said that.
In what car? In
mine. I think
your Audi?
I think you'd be very comfortable
with the blowjob button.
With the blowjob button,
the road head button.
Yeah, you'd have to adjust it though because your seat will have to go much farther.
What's great about that button is it works in any car I'm sitting in with you.
It's his belly button. You just boop.
Oh Jesus!
I'm sorry. So I'll bring it back. The Mercedes-AMG Project 1. It is a hybrid hypercar. It's over 1,000 horsepower. It's a 1,200 horsepower car. But it's going to be like totally street legal, pump gas. They're talking about it. Yeah, it's supposed to be $2.7 million. So this one looks, it looks great. Again, they all look great. It's hard to say, but this is one that we're waiting on. They've confirmed it. They haven't said whether or not they've taken any orders for it yet, which is a weird way to address the fact that they may or may not have orders. That's a weird thing to blog about, but yeah. I guess there's some reason that it's like hush hush, so I don't.
One of the things that stands out on that car than the others that we've looked at that does make it unique is it's got a fucking snorkel.
Talking about the Mercedes thing up front?
It's up on top of the roof. It's not like I know it's not a snorkel. It's probably an air intake area, not really meant to be a snorkel, but it's got this like fucking mohawk thing that's right there on the top, and that's sucking air for the engine in the back, I'm guessing.
Yes, it is a rear engine, and that is a ram air intake that allows them to produce more power at speed.
It's pretty fucking prominent. I mean, I almost want to say it's like
a defining feature.
It's like a fucking hat. I mean, it really is.
Old top hat. Hello, good chap.
No, these are Italian. Wait, where's this from?
Mercedes is German.
Oh, German. Das Top Hat! I don't know German. So.
Dasen Toppenhatten.
It looks to me, so that what I took away from that was it looks like a fat hood scoop off like a Japanese car, and they just put it on the roof of the car.
Yeah.
So it's, I don't know, whatever. Can't argue 1,200 horsepower, I guess, but that's the Mercedes-AMG Project 1.
It's a cool fucking car.
Is this fun? You guys having fun?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Cool. I'm having a good time.
I am. I'm very much enjoying the list about Josh's
Audi.
About my Audi. You guys want to go look at it?
I kind of want to go look at it. Wait, we're talking dicks or Audis? Wait, hang on a minute. Is yours an innie or an?
I'll show
Audi?
you the blowjob button.
You see what I did there?
I did.
Good fucking 10 through 6. I'm liking this. I'm digging it. Is McLaren on the list at all?
Ooh, I don't think so. They're not really that expensive relative to this. They're expensive cars.
Fucking $800,000, I guess. All right, we'll be back in studio in just a minute. Take a listen to a little bit of Truphonic.
Right now. Soon I'm feeling restless when most of our time is spent around my mattress. selling me out your essence, baby. Lady, well, I'm crazy, 'cause I just can't give you everything. Now I bet you wonder why I'd ever be hesitant, but I spent my whole life looking for a quick fix. Hey, no, I can hear a mess. It's like I'm going deaf, and you can hear me singing if my throat's all strapped. Baby, tell me what's left. And now I can't believe this how it's gotta be. Oh, you make me feel away, but I still gotta leave. I gotta be free. Yeah. You've been selling me all your essence, baby. Lately, well, I'm crazy, 'cause I just can't give you everything. Maybe I'm going deaf, so you can hear me singing if my thoughts all strapped. Baby, tell me what's left. Lady, oh, you've been selling me out your essence, baby. Lately, well, I'm crazy, 'cause I just can't give you everything. Lady, oh, you've been selling me out your essence, baby. Lady, well, I'm crazy, 'cause I just can't give you everything.
And welcome back to the Twisted 10.
That was... Oh my goodness, what's the name of that song?
Well, here, let's just see that.
They're like, we just fucking listened to it.
I know everybody's listening like, oh my God, again.
Call me lately. Call me lately.
Lately? Yeah, I normally should know this from the... As soon as he starts singing, I'll probably get it. Lately? It takes like 30 seconds on this song for him to start singing, so... You know, it is.
It's lately.
I gotta split quick somehow.
I think it is lately. Yeah, I think you're right.
Because you got me in.
Well, let's leave it here until we hear the words lately. All right, anyway. All right, we'll stop that. Yeah, this is cool. So we got to talking in the break a little bit more about Josh's car. And he now has a mini top 10 about the Audi.
My 10 favorite features of my car. You guys ready?
It is really cool, though. I did notice the really important thing that makes the car faster. Not the engine or the exhaust or it's got the S on the front.
It does have the S on the front.
It is the Audi S series.
Those
are the faster, more performance-driven versions of the Audi.
That is what pulled me into it. It is, of course, I mean, it's a very nice car, but what drew me to that car is that it has a supercharged V6 with all-wheel drive. It's Audi's Quattro stuff. It's fast. I could drive it fast in the rain and be totally fine. That's what I loved about the Evo. All-wheel drive is the shit in Florida. Not because we have snow, just fucking puddles and poor road maintenance.
Yeah, and poor road maintenance. Yeah, nothing like fucking Oklahoma, though. Boy, oh boy.
Yeah, was it bad?
Ooh. Well, long story made real short after talking to my uncle and I figured it out. The county there, they have so few people that it's hard to tax like they do in other places. Like, I mean, Brevard County has, 1 million people in the whole county?
Oh, God. Well, I don't even think it's even close to that.
The county there has like
750,000, 700,000.
Well, the county there has like 20,000 people. I mean, they're small towns. They're really small towns. I wasn't in Oklahoma City. I did go there, but I wasn't actually in Oklahoma City. It was just in, a place called Chickasha, Oklahoma. Oh, yeah, way back in the sticks. But he said that they don't have any money to fix the roads. So what a lot of these fucking farmers do, these guys are fucking cowboys, man. They will go out and buy the equipment and do it themselves. They're making so much money on these farms for selling what they do. They just go out and buy the rig to do it and do it on their own roads, the roads they need to use. They just do it.
I mean, I guess that makes sense, right? The idea behind taxes was that they could take care of those infrastructure concerns for people who didn't have the means to do so themselves. It was a collective thing. Well, they have the fucking means, so fuck taxes.
Yeah. It's unbelievable. I'll talk about that just a little bit in the after show tonight. I want to tell you guys a little bit about my experience and just what it feels like to have the realization. We're not in big cities here, but the realization of, man, I'm not living like a real man at all. These fucking guys are like, that is what a fucking man is supposed, a stereotypical man is supposed to do. They work with their hands. They bust their ass. I mean, they are laboring every single day. It's a farmer's life, man. It's way different than what, I pictured in my head.
I am glad that those people made that choice, but fuck do I love sitting at a desk working on a computer and not out in the field.
No, I agree. Yeah, we were kind of talking about my job a little bit. So what do you do? Well,
yeah, nice.
I work on for a company that does stuff with satellites. Oh, okay. Well, all right then. Damn it.
Good time.
That did nothing.
Dude, it would be so badass if they took you down into like what you thought was like their tornado bunker. It was just this macked out fucking like computer, fucking like all these computers, all this shit, all this badass shit. Hey, check this out right here.
And I denigrated with my accent a little bit. My family that I was with up there is not stupid. They are not dumb. Their IQ is definitely not to the level I was just impersonating. But it's just kind of, it's the unimportant,
it's a different lifestyle.
The things that are incredibly important in my life have no weight in Oklahoma.
None.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
Taking care of your family with earning an income, yeah, that's admirable and that gets some respect. But what I do is useless.
What's the capital of Oklahoma? Is it Tulsa?
I always thought Oklahoma City. I don't know.
Oklahoma City, okay. I was just thinking about, wonder what life is like there. It's probably a lot more.
It's more posh, yeah. We went in there for a little bit, not the after show stuff a little bit as well. Yeah. In fact, one of the teamwork members has been to a place that one of my cousins founded, which is kind of cool.
Oh, that
was a cool little tie-in.
Yeah, we got some of the team owns property out there.
In Oklahoma?
In Oklahoma.
Really? When I was sending all the pictures in the teamwork chat, I got like one like, oh, that's cute. Nobody said anything at all.
He's not super active. So I'll tell you about him though. Not on the show, but I'll tell you about him.
I only got like one awe for a cute picture of Abby, and it's I'm not feeling the teamwork love. Of course, I haven't shown up to a party in 2 years. All right, anyway,
at least you're invited. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I know that's not.
What are you doing Labor Day?
I know that's not. I don't
keep
have
your fucking calendar free. You're coming. You're going to Steph and Dan's house.
Particular plan. Oh yeah, that's like right around the corner from my house.
Commit.
Okay,
that's fine.
Labor Day, like the day of Labor Day, or that's Sunday.
I don't know the date actually. They just Labor Day weekend. They said they're going. It's planned. I just don't know the day off the top of my head.
Cool. Everyone in Discord is going to come now as well.
Nice.
They just chimed in.
Nice. You guys want the address or something?
Everyone currently in Discord.
I'll just throw it on the lobby. If you're in Discord right now,
you're invited to the party.
You're invited to the party.
Fuck yeah.
Sorry, Steph. It's an off night. It's an off night.
Yeah. Good call.
All right, so we're talking about some of the most expensive cars in the world that you could buy if you had the right time, place, and money. These are production cars, not like one-off types of things. So far, we've talked about 2 Ferraris, the LaFerrari, the electric, that's the hybrid.
Hybrid, yeah.
And then the Monza, which is their Alfresca car, the sunscreenless.
You'll always remember what Alfresca means on a car now, won't you?
I've already forgotten.
In Italian is bug into men's mouth.
Oh yeah, that's right. Sorry, I'd already forgotten.
Let's see, the Bentley Bacalar. There were 12 of these. The Pininfarina. When I was telling Margaret about this list, I said Pininfarina so many times.
That's now their pillow talk, Ron.
Pininfarina.
Josh jerks off to magazines with cars.
You laugh. There's somebody doing that right now listening to our show.
It's the sweet, sultry sound.
Sorry, guys.
Of my Panini Farini. The Battista. And then number 6 was the Mercedes AMG Project 1.
All electric.
The all-electric 1,200
Woogie.
horsepower. That was, as we mentioned, these are in ascending order. So we left off $2.7 million for the last one.
Oh, by the way, if any of our Patreon members, twisted10.com, you can find the information on Patreon. If any of you council members want to gift us one of these, Josh will take the Panini Farini, just for the inside jokes. I'll take the all-electric, and Ron will take the Bentley that looked like the Mustang. Right? That's fair, right?
Well, I haven't seen the next 5, so how about
right.
we wait for those?
So here's a fun fact going into the list. Deadmau5, I forget his real name, the DJ Deadmau5. Ferrari will never sell him a car again.
Really?
Yep, he's on a blacklist with Ferrari. So he bought a Ferrari and he had a custom paint job done. It's a very specific internet meme, but it's the neon cat. It's the cat, like a big rainbow behind it. You go to neoncat.nyan.com and nyancat.com. Anyways, this is an old internet thing. He took his Ferrari, he painted it all pink, and he put the neon cat meme on the side of it. And they asked him to change it as a high profile person, and he said, "No, fuck off." And they're like, "You can't have it." So he sold it or gave it back or one of the two, and he went and paid cash for a Lamborghini and did the same thing, and then they posed with him. Anyways, so yeah, Deadmau5 can't buy a Ferrari anymore.
Wait, but does that mean that Ferrari thinks of like the Lamborghini CEOs as like trash because they allowed something like that to happen? Are they higher brow now?
I believe in their eyes that is probably so. I mean, I guess, I don't know. It's overstepping in my eyes, but I guess I can see it. Like, asking, I can see asking. Like, hey, dude, you're like really high profile. We would love for you to like take your car back to a more presentable. I can get that. But when they said, we're going to cancel it and take it back, or however that went down, he lost his Ferrari because of something Ferrari did. I don't know what the answer is. But whatever happened, so he went and bought a Lamborghini. Like, God, come on, guys, fuck off. He paid a lot of money for that car, and then he paid a lot of money to have it painted, and he paid a lot of money to market it on the internet. What's wrong with you? That's one of the dude's brands. So, speaking of Ferrari, number 5, this Ferrari F60 America. It's important. The America part is important. I kind of stutter a little bit going into number 6, and the reason why is I had the price. These two are backwards. Number 6, number 5 should have been the other way, price-wise.
Oh, fucked up the list.
I know. Start it over. Delete. Do it again. Act surprised. So this is actually $2.5 million. A paltry, I know. But this is the F60 America. So this one was pretty neat. This is there were only 10 of these that were made. And it's not unique that we have an America car. Yeah. If you're big into Ferraris, that one is built on the F12, Italian word that starts with a B. It's built on the F12.
Bellissimo.
Yeah, I don't...
Italian word that starts with a B. Come on, Ron, go.
Italian word that starts with a B?
B, yeah.
The
Bella.
The best one, Bellini. Peach Bellinis.
Beach ball. I don't know. I'm just saying words with B's that have Italian accents with it.
The
boobies.
The Berlinetta. I found
Mario Brothers.
I found it.
That's all I had.
So a few things about it spec-wise. It comes in 740 horsepower.
I would come in 740. Oh.
Yeah. 690 foot-pounds of torque. And it has a red line of 8,250. If you're a car guy, that's like
that's pretty high. My Acura RSX Type S had a red line around that same level.
That B20 motor that was in your Acura.
This is a fun little car.
It was fun. You had the longest cylinders of all time, and that's why. That's
thank
why
you. Yeah, baby.
But that's why That's why those Honda motors can rev so high, is because of the engine design. They have narrow but deep cylinders that lets them rev higher.
How does that compare to your new Audi?
I would say that my Audi probably has a combination of wide and deep cylinders. I don't actually know. I know it's 3 liters. I have no idea.
I think it's pretty.
Yeah, I don't know. It goes fast.
You could have. Nice. This is your golden opportunity. Ron is not a car guy, Josh. You could
not
have
even close.
You could have completely bullshitted him. Well, dude, you see, the P ram tucks under the V rod.
Yeah,
on
the Johnson
Audi.
rod in there.
And the wiper fluid is just intense in this car.
Yeah.
Man, I forgot what I was saying.
You could say some shit like it actually produces naturally its own wiper fluid. I'd be like, that's
It
badass,
goes
bro.
so fast it condenses the air around it.
It produces this wiper fluid.
This car looks pretty cool, but it kind of looks like a Vet to me.
It does. It has very Vet vibes. So it was. They took the F12. If you were to look at the Ferrari F12, you could see the differences between them. So they made it for American audience. 9 of them went to Americans. 1 of them went to a Canadian. And it, like the front grille and everything is custom just for the F60 America. The tail lights, the tail is. It's. I think this one's also roofless.
Is the F12 the more higher production?
Yeah,
version?
you
Okay.
can. Yeah, you could. Go buy an F12. At
I mean,
a
the
Ferrari
F12
dealership.
is good, but isn't the Ford F-150 like 13 times better?
Give or take. Yeah, carry the one.
See, that looks like a Supra to me. The F12 looks like a Supra.
Like they like
Just
the
in
old,
that
the old
picture.
one, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, curvy.
Oh, I was
yeah.
sorry. I was thinking of the new one. I was like,
No,
I don't
the
know.
new one is just the 3 cars that were on the same production line.
It's the Z5. Is what it is.
Yeah,
It's,
the Z5.
it's
Where do you guys? When do you guys look at or find out all this stuff about these cars? You just go on the internet and
jerk
randomly
off
just.
to car magazines. We went over this.
When I was a kid, I used to buy car magazines and surfer magazines. One of the reasons why, before the internet, days of the internet, is because usually in them you would always have models almost naked and like scattered throughout the whole damn
Makes
thing.
sense. That makes sense.
Target audience, buddy.
Yeah, I guess know your audience. All right, okay. So these are all 10 of them that they sold. The buyers came in, and you can customize anything on the car. So these 10 cars, they are in their own way one of a kind.
all unique to each other.
Yeah. So they have things that were pretty generally shared, like the car itself, the engine, all that good stuff. I have some other facts about it. I closed it. Oh, there we go. What it did carry over is the F12's engine. So
It's just 3 people standing in front of a car. Who's that?
yeah, what are we looking at?
That looks like a politician. Let me go in and look. Continue. I apologize.
No, you're good.
There's just a picture where it looks like a politician standing
Here,
in front of this car.
Unfortunately, we'll probably know unless it's a politician in the last 6 months.
Well, hang on.
So
Go ahead, Josh.
no, you're good. It's so it has 770 horsepower, 520 foot-pounds of torque. It is a 6.3 liter naturally aspirated V12. So that's before any forced induction, which of
Damn.
course Ferrari did offer to force induce all of these engines, and everyone declined. As it
Really?
sits-
Why? Why would you want to turn down super or turbocharged in something like that? It would just make it that much more powerful, wouldn't it?
I think it would. I don't know. So from where I'm sitting, I would rather have an NA V12 versus like a supercharged or something. Of course, taking out the fact that if I'm buying a V12 anything, I have the money to fix when that shit breaks, but that's really fucking powerful. It can do 211 miles an hour without a supercharger. It has a sub 3 second 0 to 60 time. Like they can't, it's so fucking fast already. They're like, hey, do you want to spend an extra $250,000 for us to engineer a supercharger onto this thing? And so I don't
this
know.
is just some billionaire. It's
okay.
not a politician. It just looked like it was like a young Giuliani or something. I'm like, no, it's not. Okay.
It's not black and white.
It doesn't have drips of hair dye running down its face in that picture.
man.
Oh, wow. That's a blast from the recent
I was
past.
going to say, blast from the past was last year.
Blast from the recent past.
Guy.
My past.
Oh,
When I gave a shit about that stuff.
it was for this one to get this car. It was invitation only. That was the last piece about it.
Yeah,
So-
some of these exclusive car clubs have those, invitation only type of purchases where they would have to look at if you aren't already known to have be in money, they would have to look at your bank account before they would let you even consider buying one of their cars. That's amazing to me.
An American closer to home, the Ford GT, when they re-released it a few years ago, you weren't allowed to pre-order unless you owned a GT.
Huh.
That was it. That was the rule. If you owned a Ford GT, you could pre-order the new one.
What if you had like a Celica GT? Would you be all right then?
You probably could swindle your way into that deal.
Sweet, I'm in. I had a Celica GTS, whatever it was, and my ex-wife crashed.
That was right before I met you guys.
Which ex-wife?
Yeah.
Womp womp.
My second ex-wife.
All right,
Yeah,
so that was
Naomi crashed that one.
Oh, okay.
But she was okay. She was totally fine.
Yeah, the car was... she was perfectly fine. The car was fucked. Some teenage girl pulled out in front of her. It wasn't her fault. I'm not saying she was negligent. She did have a very heavy foot. But,
she did.
Yeah,
I spoke with your ex-wife like a month ago.
Oh, really? Home mortgage stuff?
Yes.
Cool. That's awesome.
Hey, good for her, though. I haven't heard anything about her in a while. So that was number 5, the Ferrari F60 America. The next one, I'm going to spell it too, just because this is just as fun.
And he knows that Adam is typing these.
Yeah. This is number 4.
Is that N-U-M?
The Koenigsegg Jesko.
Oh, yeah, I know this. I've heard of this one before. Again, Gran Turismo.
Was this one?
Koenigsegg,
Koenigsegg.
whatever it is.
You've heard
in
the
there.
brand.
Yeah, but I don't know about the particular car.
That game was
It's
fun.
probably the TV9.
How do you spell it?
Koenig.
Oh, wait. Koenig.
Segg.
And what was the car itself?
The model is the Jesko. Jesko.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So this is 2.84 to $3 million. It is a 1,1280 horsepower twin turbo V8. Some other things about it. They produce, let's see.
That thing's ground clearance is like 1.5 inches.
Yeah,
man.
it's,
You
it's
can't.
something.
Speed bumps will fuck that car up.
All right, I don't actually think this one. I don't have a number for how many of these were made. You may be able to just buy this one. There may just not be that many because it's $3 million. But what makes this car so remarkable is the transmission.
Really?
I know, of all things, that's pretty benign, but it is what they call the light speed transmission, or the LST. It has 7 clutches to switch between 9 gears.
So it has every gear, 7 of the gears
Basically.
spooled up, ready to go when you're ready to switch to them?
So here's where that really becomes important. When you punch it and you get on it, it can go from like 1st, 3rd, 5th, 7th, 9th if you are revving fast enough. It doesn't have to cycle gears like a dual clutch sequential box or a CVT, a normal automatic.
By the way, is a dual clutch sequential box what you have in the Audi?
It is actually. It's the last year of the dual clutch sequential gearbox.
There you go. See,
that
we tied it in.
That Audi VW engineered.
By the way, this car, this Koenigsegg, what is it?
Koenigsegg.
Koenigsegg
Mm-hmm.
has the biggest spoiler I have ever seen
Oh my
on a $1 million car. It is giant.
It's
it
like
is
an
as
old
big as
Superbird.
Yeah, it looks like it honestly looks like a tail rotor that you would see on, or like the piece of the tail rotor that is the actual fin behind a helicopter. It is giant. Like in front of that, I imagine seeing a fucking side. What do you call those side rotors? The ones that go left and right to help the balance of the helicopter?
I think it's just a tail rotor.
Tail rotor?
I think
What
it's
is tail
just
rotor?
That's what I know it as anyway.
It looks like a tail rotor fin.
Let me see. I don't have pictures on the list. Oh yeah, that's right.
If you look at that fucking fin in the back, it's and it's separated from the car. It's giant.
It does. But
either that or it looks like one of those things you push down in an Acme cartoon. The coyote blowing up the,
yeah, exactly.
the
TNT.
dynamite. Yeah. It's like that. It looks like that sticking off the back.
A spark box or whatever.
Yeah.
Man. Yeah, I don't. So I have a lot of notes about the transmission because that was obviously what caught my eye. But the fact that it can skip gears is unheard of in the world of like, quote, automatic transmissions. And it means that things like an over-aggressive paddle shift driver can flip through gears really fast because it can engage up the tree as fast as the driver is. But it's got 1,200 horsepower to push all them gears too, so that shit works. But that's what lets it. It's really good on tracks that are. I mean, if you look it up on YouTube, it's all tracks that are like super windy, because that's where it really shines. Quick decel, quick acceleration.
So no electric motors in this one. It's all
This is a regular old V8.
Because the back. So I pulled up another picture of it, and this one is a picture from the back. Oh yeah,
back to Car Magazine.
But it's also without the wing, so it looks. Number one, my observation is it looks like a fucking school of sharks that are coming at you. Because part of the wing is still there, but it's just like the support struts. Looks like carbon fiber supports.
Yeah,
but the tires on it, the rear tire looks like it has a mirror finish on it, where the front does not. The front looks like a racing die. It's the second time I've seen this on different photos.
Interesting.
It's a weird disc cooling system, maybe. I mean, that's the only thing I could think would be used for.
And I guess to kind of put a visual to this, if you're not looking at pictures at home, so the spoiler is like a normal, nice GT style spoiler on like a street racer almost, like a little. Is that insensitive? That might be a no word now.
Which
word?
word?
Can't keep up these days.
It doesn't matter. I don't. I apologize.
I already know what words you said. That would have been
fine.
See, now that one looks normal.
See, but yeah, so it looks like, but the supports for the spoiler in the back are like on the back window. So imagine like a Ferrari, like a nice upper car, but they're not attached to where like the back of the trunk deck would be. It's coming off the B pillars on the back window.
I just noticed it too. From one side of the car to the other, it's also curved. It has a rounded, for the spoiler, I mean.
Oh.
It's like, it almost looks like a boomerang. Good night, mate.
So yes, that's the Koenigsegg Jesko. That is $2.84 to $3 million.
Damn, it's one way to spend a lot of money.
It is. So yeah, number 3.
All right.
Number 3, no list about expensive cars would be complete without at least one
BMW?
Bugatti.
Oh, Bugatti. Where's my Rick Ross sound effect for Bugatti coming in? It's my best Rick Ross.
Bukaki?
Dude, neither one of you know who Rick Ross is?
I've heard of Rick Ross, but I don't know who he is.
Sorry, man.
Oh, fucking listeners. Listen, this is just a conversation with me and you right now. I know I might be like the middle-aged guy in this room, but I felt so much younger than both of these dudes for even knowing who Rick Ross was. That'd be for you two.
Yeah, I know. That's what I mean.
Ron, Rick Ross, these kids.
You have heard Rick Ross music. All right,
for
continue,
sure.
Josh.
So this is the Bugatti Bolide.
Bukaki?
Bolide.
I'll just keep saying it so somebody pretends to laugh.
This thing.
I laugh at you making fun of your jokes.
Yeah, because I'm clearly horrible. I said it twice and both nothing. Fucking nothing.
This car looks. It looks like a concept car. It looks like a hypercar concept car that never made it to production. This is a real car. It's just all like edgy.
Show me a picture,
lots
Adam.
of sharp lines and stuff.
Which Bugatti?
The Bolide. Bolide.
Dead silence.
It is.
No, I'm finding the car for you.
It's 3.
I know, but we're on air here,
I know.
asshole.
I know, it's
Somebody got to talk.
It's such a bad habit. So it's $3 million. It has 1,479 horsepower. It has what Bugatti is known for, their new W16 motor.
That looks pretty badass. All these cars look badass. I mean, if anybody gave me one, I would definitely drive it.
Yeah, I would sell it immediately.
You know what? These games are getting so fucking
I would
good.
drive it a little first, though.
This shot is actually from a video game, not from the Bugatti website itself. It's actually from the video game, and it looks exactly like
Gran
the car.
Turismo?
That
That video game?
No, I think that was Forza. I don't know.
Is there a Bugatti video game?
There might be. Bugatti most prominently known for their Veyron, of course. They pioneered the W16. Yeah, the thing looks like a fucking spaceship, doesn't it?
The Veyron, of course.
Everybody knows.
Who could you not know that one?
When you say this looks like a spaceship, you are underselling that. It has its exhausts positioned exactly like the bottom cone of like a the older space shuttle.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
it's got 4 exhaust notes tied right beside each other. And it's got these giant fairings and fins for aerodynamics. That thing is intense.
The reason the exhaust is right there is because it's a rear engine. You can actually see it through the back glass. If you find more pictures, you can see the engine. The engine's like right behind the driver's seat, behind a firewall. But the exhaust tips are like 1.5 feet away from the exhaust headers. So it can there's no back pressure. So it can just push the engine as hard as possible, and it's just able to be more free-flowing, which helps it reach 1,479 horsepower. So, fun fact from Top Gear is where I got this one a while back. They took a Bugatti Veyron, same engine, different car. They took it on Volkswagen's test track in Europe, and that's also where they test drove my car.
I see what you did there.
Very good.
Now I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna find it for all the cars. But there's a limitation to test driving these cars.
this is what you have to listen to when you talk about Bugattis. This is contractually required.
Oh, I do know this song.
This is
I woke up in a new Bugatti.
Aston Martin music, but it's Rick Ross. He raps about Bugattis.
Never heard it in my life.
Seriously?
Seriously.
Oh.
I have heard the name Rick Ross, but I don't know any of the songs.
All right.
I'm old as fuck.
So
Boring.
How about this?
At top speed.
Yeah, I've heard that before.
That's Rick Ross, the everyday I'm hustling guy.
Every day I'm hustling. Yeah.
That's Rick Ross.
Was that 12 seconds? Were we under 12 seconds?
I think so. Yeah, I think we're good. Let's go to rickross.com. Unless that's a porn site. I don't know.
Well, even if it is a porn site, why not go to it?
I guess
That's a
have
good
fun.
point.
Have fun. Have a wank.
Sue me, Rick.
So Bugattis, that'd be a great story. We'd make so much money off that.
Just getting sued by Rick Ross. These fucking crackers. I don't know if that's a bad impersonation.
That sounded
of Rick Ross.
racist. That was like a racist ass impersonation.
No, we're in Florida. Cracker is a term for cowboy.
No, it has nothing to do with the words he used.
Heritage, not hate, Ron. I'm just kidding. That was just a joke. Where's the
Man.
Okay.
So Bugattis at top speed will run out. Their tires will wear out before they run out of gas.
Holy shit! What's their top speed?
200 and something. It's like 220. No, it's more than that. 200 plus. I don't know what it is, but it's so fucking fast. The car has two keys to it, and they're separate. It's not that you get two key fobs when you buy the car. You get two separate keys. One goes like, I guess it doesn't go in the car. You have one push to start for the key fob in your pocket, and there's actually down in the door an actual key slot. Maybe not a key, but like a fob or whatever. You enter something in there, and it turns off the speed limiter. It's like capped at like 165 or something.
It's a governor, built-in governor.
Yeah,
Oh, shit.
and
so it's basically a liability check to say, by putting this key in here, you know what you're about to do.
Yeah, you have voided your warranty. I mean, I don't know how concerned you are about a warranty when you buy a Bugatti. But
Yeah, no kidding.
it's either way, void your warranty. But that's just like
By turning the key, or by actually driving that fast?
just by like putting the key in there and turning on that mode.
Does it have like one of those void warranty tapes that you have to peel off? Like
No, that's actually
can
not.
I,
That's
can
not
I take a
so
quick
new.
detour from the show just really quick?
Sure.
rickross.com is like some kind of is some kind of like somewhat generic looking search engines to find the best online casino games.
rickross.com is?
Yes, if anybody wants to go to it, maybe I'm
not doing it. I'm not falling for it.
maybe no.
It's really a porn site.
maybe I'm not
whitehouse.com.
maybe I'm not seeing it right.
We pick, you play. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, clear. Yeah, that's what I'm showing him. It's not a porn site. Is what I'm trying to show him. But
I would rather have seen porn.
Boo. Search bar. Boo. Could have been titties. Run.
yeah, well, I mean, you've seen.
Now we're
going to
get sued by associating Rick Ross with that site.
It's rickross.com.
Has it been under 12 seconds? Hang on.
Sue the site. Don't sue
Every
us.
day I'm hustling.
We brought it to his attention after illegally playing his music.
We did nothing illegal.
We didn't
Right?
do anything illegal.
Yeah, we were.
No,
like you said, under the
fine.
12 seconds.
I got an
It's
email
fine.
from Rick Ross. We're
It's
good.
fine. Fucking sue me. It's whatever.
Did you get it? Was it at rickross.com?
No, it was from rickross.com. Yeah, 100%. He gave me some 12,000 free chips too. I don't. It was weird.
All right. One last fact about the Bugatti is that this particular, the Bolide, you can only buy for track application. They'll only sell it to race.
Really?
Yeah, you can't buy it as a street car. It's street legal, but you can. They'll only sell it to you to
How
track
would
it.
they know?
How do I get it there? I can't drive it on the road to
you
get it
want
there.
a Bugatti, your trailer in that
Yeah.
motherfucker.
If you
Okay.
buy a Bugatti, they deliver it. That's a fact. I saw one get delivered on US 1 a
Clearly-
long time ago.
No shit.
So clearly only to the racetrack,
I mean,
and then watch you to make sure you don't drive it off.
How are they going to... I mean, they'll probably they probably don't care, but they're like, you're a race team, race it. It's probably like a racing series car, just like the stuff that NASCAR drives. Like, it's got like, I think they're Ford. Are they still Impalas? No, they're built on something...
Oh no, it's all sorts of different cars. They're literally all different cars.
I mean, sort of. They're kind of. They're all the same fucking engine, the same body shape. They're all the same
Oh
car.
no. There's a lot different.
man.
You're going stock cars. Yeah, that's what you're basically trying to compete in NASCAR is stock cars. They want to
Yeah.
race a Chevrolet versus a
Toyota.
Toyota,
Versus a Ford?
Nissan, or I don't think Nissan.
I don't know. I don't think Nissan's in
I'm
there.
just telling you
Yeah,
they're all the same fucking shape.
What he's saying is they may be all built by these different brands, but Josh is saying they're all built exactly the same way.
At the end of the day,
they're all pretty much the same fucking car.
They're all the same car.
I don't disagree there.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
And so this is the kind of same thing. They're like, here you go. We'll sell you like this is a race application car, just like that Ford Taurus that looks like every other car on the track. Like it's kind of that thing. So, but I'm sure they won't. They don't give a shit.
Do any of these cars have radios in them? It's very important.
Honestly,
there is, but nobody can reach the knob. When you're accelerating, you can't reach forward.
There's some fun YouTube videos that I came across. They were grab the $100 bill, you can have it videos.
I tried that with a buddy that had a Mustang, board 40 over Mustang.
That's cool.
And I could not reach the $100 bill.
Reach the $100 bill?
You've done it, so
you sit in the let's say you have a buddy that owns a really, really nice race car, and you want to ride in it. So he puts you in the passenger seat and he makes you a deal. He knows the outcome of the deal before the deal starts, but he makes you a deal. He goes, I'm going to tape a $100 bill to the dashboard. When I say go, if you can get the $100 bill, it's yours. You're like, oh, fucking hell. All right, let's do it. I'll have my seatbelt on.
Then he hits the accelerator and you go...
You can't. There's so many G-forces that are hitting you. You can't lift your arms away.
How fast would you be going to keep you from being able to just lift your arms?
It's not fast. It's all about what Josh talked about earlier. It's about that torque.
It's all about foot-pounds, man.
How fast your car can get going fast.
So acceleration.
100%.
Yeah.
And that acceleration is the part
that only lasts for so long. When he's done accelerating, can I get the $100 bill?
Well, no, then it's over. It's only like 3 or 4 seconds worth of an opportunity.
Ron, really I got a deal for you. Here's $100. That's a shitty game. Nobody wants to play that game. You can't play the game after the challenge is over.
Was that the right time?
Ron's not feeling my sass tonight.
No, he's not.
I was just waiting for you to tell me that you were going to try this with your new Audi.
That thing probably has torque.
Actually, it has some motherfucking torque on it because I was in here and I was like, "Holy shit, this car goes!" That's probably the fastest accelerating car I've ever been in. And my friend Keith always has like 8-cylinder Mustangs. Accelerates much faster than that.
It's all-wheel drive.
It does. It's that that all-wheel drive changes. It really does change the acceleration game.
It's a man's show, like stereotypical talking about cars. No?
Yeah, we're gonna end it with girls on trampolines.
It's the fucking greatest episode ever. You're brilliant.
I remember that.
Yes, show. The man show.
Great show.
Man, do you think that would work today? Have we gone far enough into PC that could work again?
A new version of the man show?
No,
I don't know.
I mean, if it doesn't get shut down for litigious reasons, but
only if we allow like one girl that's jumping on trampolines to be of trans.
Transalines?
Transpolines. One of them has to be trans. Then we're okay. We hit all the the milestones,
I wonder
demographics,
if we can make that work.
Marks. But we'll never tell Ron which one she is. See if he can guess.
All right, Ron.
Speaking of that,
I got a question for you,
Ron. I just
Ron.
looked for your apple.
Did you see Miss Utah?
No.
After show conversation.
Okay.
That joke got stepped on completely.
I take that back. It's Miss Nevada.
That joke.
After show conversation, I am adding to it right
Nothing.
now.
Nothing.
Well, no, you don't know any context behind it.
No,
but it
I
ties
said
into
a joke right as you were saying, do you know about the Utah? And I said...
Did I cut your joke off?
You said, you're not going to tell me which one is the trans, and I said, I'm just going to look for your apple.
Because
Adam's apple.
Yes.
Wow.
Let it burn.
Yeah, it was really bad.
Was it better? Are you glad that you stopped the forward momentum to go back for that horrible joke?
Yeah.
Are you glad?
Yeah, I am. Anything to stop talking about cars. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
That's funny.
Oh shit.
All right, I'll bring it back to
and
cars.
And that was the last night Ron was on the Twisted
He got run over by an Audi like 7 times. It was weird.
Oh man, now
what number are you on?
I'm on number 2.
Well, then
you ready?
Keep talking
you
about
ready for
that.
number 2?
I'm ready for number 2. Let's do
number 2. Number 2 is the Lamborghini. Of course, everybody in the world knows Lamborghini. The Cyan. Sian. The Cyan, something like that.
That thing looks just
Isn't Scion a type of car? SCION?
It is a Toyota sub-brand. You're right.
Oh, okay.
The Toyota,
not quite the same. A little bit different.
Yeah, a little different.
A little
bit different.
Yeah, at this point, all these cars look so similar.
They start to run together. Yeah,
the
the
really
supercar
do.
and hypercar markets they're tough because they all start to look the same.
Well, because there's a certain engineering to the aerodynamics, I would imagine.
Can only do so much. So it's so The
Cool-looking
Cyan, the CN, it has a new motor. It has the SV. I'm sorry, it's based on the Aventador SVJ. They improved it to make it. It's a 6.5 liter V12 from the Aventador. I can't read my own fucking notes.
Damn.
With a 48 volt hybrid system. So the entire car is 819 horsepower. Which doesn't sound like much when we're talking about 1,200, 1,400, 1,600 horsepower cars. It is the most powerful Lamborghini ever made.
Really?
Yeah, you'll notice that. So Ferrari's hybrid, most powerful car they ever made. Lamborghinis, same thing. Also same for Porsche. Porsche isn't on the list, but the most powerful Porsche ever made was also a hybrid.
So the motor is probably all driving the acceleration. What's the hybrid batteries driving the battery, like
it's
the
both.
lights and or is there electric motors that are helping to drive the car?
So they help drive the car. So let me think about this for a second. The power curve of a traditional engine, when you accelerate, RPMs go up and your engine produces more power to a point, then it tapers off. And that's a torque curve. That's a power curve.
Right.
Electric engines don't have that. Electric engines are binary, on, off. So it's 100%, 0%. So all of the electric cars that we see in the world right now, they have like a modulated current. So that instead of it being like on 100% of the time, it's like blinking on or beeping, like flashing on. It's like on, off, on, off, on, off at the right rate to produce the speed that you're going for. The way cars are using them now is like a supercharger, where they'll have these low-end electric motors that are connected to supplement, like in this case, this V12 takes a second to get up in speed and RPM. So they have an electric motor, so you take that curve and it just fills in the bottom. And so they can just get instantaneous electric torque to start accelerating, because torque is what real people care about in cars.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So the initial boost of the acceleration is from the electric piece of the engine.
Yeah.
Then the combustion engine, if you will,
and then it like
takes over.
Yeah, as the traditional engine, the internal combustion ramps up, it like just swaps out.
Interesting.
So I kind of know what that means. So the Andrea and I purchased the Chevy Volt that my son now drives. And I understand that, like, retarding the maximum amount of available torque out of
Don't be insensitive.
Where it's okay to use in this context.
Mentally handicapping the
because in regular mode, it's not very fast, but when I put it in sport mode, it's like a Lamborghini, I think, right? Same thing.
In a lot of ways. In a lot of ways. It has a couple doors. It has a windshield.
Wheels, too.
It's got wheels, 4 whole wheels, just like a Lamborghini.
And batteries.
You probably have a space saver spare. I don't think the Lamborghini comes with a spare.
No, there's no spare in that car.
You call somebody and they bring a crane if your Lamborghini.
That car was actually pretty interesting. It had a fix-a-flat and a air pump that tie into the cigarette lighter, and they're both the same device. It's just 2 different hoses off the same device. One of them is the fix-a-flat fluid stuff that goes into the tire, and the other is the air compressor nozzle off the same thing that plugs into the battery.
Interesting.
Yeah,
That's cool,
that car has no spare. What I love about Lamborghinis is you always know, out of all the supercars looking all the same, the Lamborghinis always kind of stand out in their own, because they kept with very similar.
They've got that cheese
bodies.
wedge look, man.
Yeah, they got that long fucking nose on all Lamborghinis. Well, maybe not what was the other one? The Gallardo? No, the Huracan. The Huracan has a shorter nose than all the other Lamborghinis too. But
stubby.
Yeah.
There's and something I forgot to mention that I think is really fascinating. I got to see Titan Motorsports. They have one. They took a Lamborghini and they applied. We talked about on number 3 the Bugatti engine.
Yeah.
It is a quad turbo W16. I don't think I actually said that.
1 turbo per 4 cylinders.
They're twin turbo V8s basically. Small turbo,
okay.
big turbo. Made it up to each one. Titan Motorsports, they have a Lamborghini. I think it's a Gallardo. That's quad turbo. It's their quarter-mile car.
Titan Motorsports, for those who are listening, is an Orlando-based. We're going to give them a plug because they did some
if
good work
they're
on
not
Josh's
listening,
car.
they wouldn't know what you're saying.
It's a modification shop.
So when you say things to people, it's to everyone who's listening and to no one who's not listening.
Well,
so you don't have to say to those who are listening.
A little bit of smoke and mirrors here. So I've heard it from multiple listeners that when they listen, they feel like they're just sitting in the room kind of hanging out with us. So the 3 of us are just having a conversation. So I could say this to you two, but it's also really for the listeners because Ron may know what Titan Motorsports is. I know Josh does because he's talking about him. He knows that I know what Titan Motorsports is, but the listener may not know what the fuck is Titan Motorsports. It's a car company in Orlando that does modification stuff. That's all that it is. But it's the listeners sometimes feel like they're just kind of hanging out. That fourth seat over there next to you, Ron, that's the listener. He waved at you, by the way.
The metaphoric listener. The 12th man, if you will, as they say in football.
Or the seventh day.
Those guys, they did some really cool stuff for me. So my old car, the Evo I was talking about, at the time I was working overseas when I bought it. And I was storing the car. I had it in a storage unit near my parents' house. And I lined up everything with them. A guy, Marty, who worked there. I think he's left. But he helped me arrange everything. They got a flatbed. They took the car, all of the parts that I had bought, and I'm not trying to flex. It was like $14,000 in parts. They just put it all in the car, in the flatbed truck bed or the truck cab, drove it all out there, installed everything for me. They did it all, and they picked me up from the airport in my car.
That's cool.
That was the most baller shit that I have ever done in my life.
That's pretty.
So it felt pretty cool. But they just they worked with me. They were super cool. I mean, their prices were great. And they build $100,000 cars, so the fact that they even looked at my Evo is great. But it's a good on them.
Really cool.
Yeah.
So I know McLaren is not number one. I know that's not on your list. However, did you know McLaren Orlando is right here, right beside the house, right here in Titusville?
I did, but I drive the same route, so I saw the signs.
Oh, okay.
Or I drove
Josh,
the same route.
my son will drive by every couple of days. Like, they got a McLaren out front. You can see them from the road as you're passing by. Dude, those cars are so nice in there.
Yeah, there's somebody owns one near my parents in Vieira, and I see it around every now and again. It's a black and white one. I like McLarens.
How much are they?
$800,000 for the current one. It used to be their thing. So. The original McLaren one was $1 million. That was it was $1 million car. That's what his thing was.
This, Ron, because this looks so different than the other cars you've been looking at tonight. That's a McLaren.
It looks just like all the other cars.
That's funny.
Oh,
just so different color.
Different color.
Bright ass orange.
It really looks more like a poor man's supercar, though. Not to say bad things about McLaren, because goddamn, they're amazing cars.
It's a $1 million car. I don't think it's a poor man's anything.
Well, that looks more. I mean, because that could be like a really sexy MR2 Spider or something like that. You know what I mean? That could be.
You could body kit a Miata. No, I'm just kidding. You couldn't do that.
Did you sell your Miata, by the way?
I did. I traded it in. Yeah.
Right. My son thought about it for a hot minute because we were on the plane when you put that message in the group asking if anybody was interested. And
I'm sorry that I was not patient enough.
No. He really wants to try.
I was ready to buy it, but because I'm not in the group, I didn't know.
Wow, asshole.
I'm just kidding, dude. So kidding.
I'm sorry. I'm just, one of these days, I'm just going to add you to group chat with no context.
I won't need context.
And no introduction, no story that he has to tell?
I'm just going to dump you
I'll
in there.
just start talking in there and people are like, who the fuck is this guy?
There is something unique that they do, and I'm not going to give away the spoils here, Josh, don't worry, but there is something unique that you have to do in the group when you first get added into the chat group that is unique. I've only ever seen it done.
Is it more blowjobs?
You got to let everybody else hit your blowjob button.
Yeah. You know what? You're in. If you give Josh and me blowjobs now, you're in the team officially.
That has to be at the same time or can be back to back, like a train.
Why don't you just ski pole us?
We have
You visualize it.
I had to do it to really, feel it.
Man.
Why did it get so quiet?
I was waiting for number one to drop. I thought Josh was going to go number one.
A few people looked at their phone like something. Oh, okay, they're talking again.
No,
we just caused a crash.
Yeah. All right, so I had one more fact about the Lamborghini. They only made 63 of those. So
really?
3.6 million. They are selling it for. They're charging 3.6 million. They only made 63 of them.
Was that a play on words there? 33.6, 63. Why 63?
That sounds more like numbers and words, but I guess.
Fuck, we ran out of tires. Fuck it, we're done.
I doubt it because I imagine the original pricing was in euro. I think it's probably just a happy coincidence.
So that's like 70 million rupees, right?
I think it's something like.
I'm kidding. I don't care about the euro. I know. I got
it's like
that.
It's like 800 million lira.
That'll be 72 billion dinar, please.
I still have some dinar.
A
couple versions of dinar, I guess, in my overseas money.
I never got the Saddam currency, though. I wanted to get some Saddam currency. Never got it.
I have some, but from a long time ago. My dad was deployed over there.
Long time ago.
It's 90s Saudi money.
No, that song's like the 60s.
Oh, money. number 1.
Ooh, here we go. All right, my browser is ready. I'm going to show Ron this as soon as I pull it up, and it is going to be the most unique looking car so far.
It's going to look just like the last 8
one,
cars.
This one also looks pretty cool. I just want to remind everybody who may be listening.
This is the tease, Ron.
That this is a car. There are far more expensive cars out there, but this is a car that you could buy. If you're a baller, you can call Bugatti, and they will sell you. Actually, you wouldn't be able to call Bugatti. I lied. But it's a Cento Dieci.
Is it a Bugatti?
It is a Bugatti.
Cento
but you can't,
Dieci?
they only made 10 of them. So you'd have to buy them from a private seller. They're all gone. But,
whoa, that is actually different.
yeah, looks super cool.
That looks that's like the limousine of sports cars. Or of supercars, excuse me.
Oh.
Check that out, Ron.
That thing is just, it looks like Bentley and Bugatti got together and they're just like, let's make the sexiest car of all time. That car is just
How much is it again? 4 million?
9.
9, Jesus.
It's a $9 million car.
That was quite a jump from 3.6 to 9.
Yes. And I wonder, I feel like there's cars that are in that range that I missed. So please, if I missed,
I like the back of it.
if I missed anything between 3.6 and $9 million MSRP on your hypercar of choice.
But you didn't do this just as price. You did these also as limited production. So there's certain cars that might
not necessarily
fit in there.
Not limited production in particular. It just happens to be that the most expensive cars are commonly that. Just that you could buy these. These were things that even like you had to be in like the club. You had to like know the right people, but you could just
buy them.
Say
Okay.
yes, I will pay that. I want that. Buy that. Not nothing exclusive.
So how many did you say these were made of these, or you didn't?
They made 10 of these. DHE.
So like
Italian.
So like $90 million worth. I wonder what they cost to make.
Cento Dieci. Yeah, Cento
So if it
Dieci.
costs $9 million, I wonder what it costs to make. $4 million?
I don't know. I could ask one of you guys to Google that. Production cost on Bugatti.
Look at that car, though. I'm
Cento
sorry. I'm
Dieci.
still
Yeah.
mentally masturbating
It's
to
just-
this car. So it's got these fucking weird slits in the window. It looked like... So what it looks like... I know it's not the window. But what it looks like to me is that... Do you remember the old, like, 1960s mass production, like... I don't even know the name of the car. It might have been like a Trans Am or something, but it had the back window with these slots in it where you could see into it.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that too, that kind of is on this, but the other one had these slots where you could see into the back. They were almost like portholes that would look in.
Mm-hmm.
Not the Thunderbird porthole, but kind of like that. That's what this looks like, and it looks like it's the back window. Like the people that would be in there would be your passengers. But no, I know that's just probably either intake or disc brakes, cooling for the brakes.
It might be engine intake. The engine's in the back.
Might be engine intake. So
The
it's
engine's
got
like
fucking 5 on
it's
each
under
side.
the
That's
back.
cool.
Like the back
What,
glass.
It's called a Bugatti what again?
The Cento Dieci
So does that start with an S or a C?
with a C. CENTODIECI. Cento Dieci.
All right.
Please don't hate me, my Italian listeners. I'm doing my best over here.
Listen, if the Italian listeners that are listening past Ron's insults earlier are still here, they're not going to be offended
That's
by
fine.
your...
They're fine. Thank you for
Yeah.
trying.
Ron, nothing.
No, I was trying to figure out what it costs
he's in
to
phone
make
land.
these. Sorry.
Oh,
he's
gotcha.
helping me out.
I was listening to you.
So they developed this car in homage to 2 things. It's a throwback to an old car that they made, the Bugatti EB110, the EB110. And it is also, it was announced, or like released and sold, whatever, on their 110th anniversary as a company. Bugatti is a very old company, which I did not know before researching this list.
Really?
Yeah. So that car is their 110-year celebration. Cento
That is the
Dieci.
EB110, by the way.
Okay.
Look at those headlights,
I
man.
can
Those
see it.
flip-up headlights.
Man.
Hell yeah. Oh, no, those aren't flip-ups, but they look like
Those are those
flip-ups.
like the
I
recessed
cannot-
flat.
I could not find how much it costs to make.
Oh man. Yeah.
Oh,
it's
it has
probably-
the same. It has those same vents. Okay, cool.
that must be where it's coming from.
Yeah, it has the exact same 5 vents on the side. That's pretty cool. So some of these cars, some of the like supercars have themes. Like I know it wasn't on your list, but the the Lamborghini Huracan.
Huracan.
Every single item in the car that aren't like the strap of a seatbelt or something, but something that is manufactured to build for the inside of the car is 6-sided. Everything. 100%. Your air conditioner vents, your steering wheel, the frames of the the window itself is 6-sided and not 6-sided meaning 3D space. I'm talking 6 edges around all the 2-dimensional objects that you can see.
Like the vents,
everything is.
The vents, the honeycomb.
The front window, the windshield is 6-sided. Everything in the whole car is 6-sided. It's really kind of cool. And that theme carries out throughout the entire car. Everywhere you look is this, like, whatever that is called, trapezoid, hex, whatever.
It's a hexagon. It's a hex.
Hexagon,
it's a hex.
Yeah.
We use that in D&D.
That is everywhere.
Nerd.
That's definitely a nerd, yeah, for sure.
Check out my list about fancy cars.
That was a cool list, though, dude. That was awesome.
Man.
Very good, sir.
Thank you.
I learned a lot. I won't remember any of it in 5 minutes.
That
sounded like
checks
Adam.
out.
Sounded like Adam was just saying the same 2 or 3 cars every time he would talk about a car. Like he only knows 2 or 3 fancy cars.
Yeah,
it sounded like you were just saying the same ones every single time throughout the show. That reminds me of this car. And this car, and every time I hear you say it, I'll be like, I feel like he said that car 7 different times.
Most of the time, I referenced it to a casual car, like a Vet or a Mustang, like you said a couple times. But the Huracan is the only like fancy car I know because I really love that car. It's a really, really cool car.
It looks like the Batmobile.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, it's like the closest
Most
real
all
life thing to the
Lamborghinis look like
yeah.
the Batmobile, though. They're very similar.
Yeah. The Murcielago used to be like a dream car for me.
Lamborghini Mercy. Oh, that song. You know that song. That's fucking Rick Ross right there. Lamborghini
Rick Ross
Mercy.
the rapper or Rick Ross the casino billionaire?
But it's because it's, I'm going to say, attainable. Like brand new, they're something like $140,000, which is a lot of money. But secondhand, they're like $60,000. And I'm not saying I have that kind of money, but like, I want that. That's just like, it's not an unreasonable amount of money to spend on a car in somebody's lifetime. I think I could do it. I think one day I could have that kind of money. I'm not there yet.
Nice.
All right, yeah. So
I
was off a little bit.
That's the plan.
I was wrong. This is not. Do you recognize this song?
It's not Rick Ross.
No, it's not. It's Kanye West. That was way off.
I
Yuck.
do recognize the song. There was like a dance to it as well.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, this is definitely Kanye West. Conway, lady.
Conway, yes.
Kanye for president 24.
Kanye meets Conway.
Oh God, he didn't he run this the past time?
He
I think
did.
He got like 1 million votes or so. He got a lot of votes.
He got in a few, and he ran in more than one place. Like it wasn't just like a.
I don't think he got on the ballot in all states either. He kind of started late.
He did. I mean, he wasn't like he didn't debate. That would have been fun to watch.
Well,
Kanye
you can only
debate,
get on
though.
the debate if you have like 10% of the popular vote. It's all rigged.
It is all rigged. That's the best way to go out on that.
In that regards, in regards to the debate, it's all rigged
because they're just entertainment. Anyways,
yep, for sure. All right. Well, thank you very much. That was an awesome list, Josh. Good
Thanks, dude.
job.
Good job, brother.
Thank you to our Twisted Counselor, our Patreon members. We appreciate your guys' patronage. Thank you to Manscaped for coming on board. We're super stoked to get that contract going. And I don't know, who else am I supposed to thank here? I always forget.
Thank my Audi for getting us here. Can we just...
There it is.
Yeah.
There it is.
Plug bell of your Audi.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for listening this week. We're going to go over to the after show. I'm Adam.
Do I have to give you another blowjob to get home?
Yes.
Josh.
Yes, you do. And I'm Josh.
I'm Ron.
The host that gets the blowjobs tonight. All right. All right, guys. See you later. Have a good week.